Now, for our today's speaker, Piotr Jankowski. Did I get that close? Okay. Flew in from Poland to attend our district conference in La Crosse over the weekend. We had quite a number of our Rotarians attend the Tricon conference. So about a dozen of our members attended and led breakout sessions on a variety of topics, including international projects, the World Affairs Seminar, and our efforts to support Ukraine and Alzheimer's. In addition, Tim Hunter packed. I don't know if I saw Tim today. Is Tim here? There is Tim. Did participate in a food pack. You remember these? In the food pack, which packed over 9,000. Now, Dave, you gave us an update last night. How many? 16,000. We packed over 16,000 packs of food that's going to be shipped to Ukraine. And all in all, very successful conference. And I complimented Dave and his fellow district governors for a great piece of work. A bit of our speaker, Peter, is the current district governor for Rotary District 2231 in Poland, and he's an active member of the Rotary Club of Koszalin. And with nearly 2 decades of Rotary experience, Peter has held various leadership positions in his club and his district, serving on numerous committees and traveling around the world. Throughout his Rotary journey, Peter has demonstrated his commitment to Rotary values and mission. He's served as club officer for Rotary Foundation, club officer for their youth exchange program, and actively organized the annual youth exchange committee. In addition, Peter has served as his district's Rotary Foundation Stewardship Subcommittee Chair from 2016 to 2022. And in light of recent events, Peter has been spearheading the efforts to coordinate the international relief for Ukraine on behalf of his district 2231 in Poland since the outbreak of war. And he's going to speak on that today. So Peter, we're so pleased to have you. And we are so pleased we were able to do a banner exchange with him earlier today as well. So Peter, come on up. Welcome to Rotary Club of Milwaukee.
I took my mobile just to control myself a little bit with time. So I will start now. First of all, I would like to thank you for the invitation. This is a great honor for me to be here with you and to share some remarks, some thoughts I have. I would like to say something from the bottom of my heart. What do we do in Poland? What are my impressions, my thoughts? Because the simply PowerPoint presentation would be a little bit boring for you. You have wonderful members here. I know Dak, I know Anya. Their presentation was amazing during the district conference. So I will try to show you a short movie, then a little bit longer movie as an example what we are doing now in Poland. And then at the end, I would like to show you a few slides showing the current situation because the war is not over. I came not to brag about what we do in Poland, but to thank you for what you are doing here, very far away, but your reaction is amazing. I'm coordinating international aid for Ukraine since the war beginning. That was 4 in the morning. We heard the first news about Russian troops entering Ukrainian territory. 5-6 hours later, we have announced our committee, and I was the chair of this committee. So we started to organize our help for Ukrainian refugees. That was something we had no experience. We are not professionals, but we are people of action. So everybody ran to the border crossing. You can imagine mountains of clothes, of things being brought to the border crossing, and from other side, mothers, children running away. There have been no they are not refugees. I mean, they are not immigrants. They have been running out of the country not to be killed. That was something. This war should never have happened. There are no excuse for Russia. People are really being killed, and the reaction of Polish nation, of Polish people, was amazing. We have opened our hearts, our houses, our wallets, everything. You can imagine we have received we estimate 5-6 million refugees. We call them guests because we estimate them. And we have no refugee camps in Poland. They disappeared. They just live with us and we are supporting them. This is the reaction of Polish people. At the same time, Rotary World have shown its power. We are a great organization. You know it better than me. Rotary history, 118 years. So we've got an experience to serve above self to the people in need. But the reaction of the whole world was something unusual because you are living in a better condition. You are living very far away from this conflict. You have another problem here to be discussed. Everything is fine, but still you are conscious about what's going on in Ukraine, and you are helping. I can say, from my point of view, from my experience, because I know from the first day who, how was involved in this process. And believe me, America is on the first place. There are a lot of clubs here, almost 100 districts in the United States, but it's not about the numbers, but about the involvement. I will show you then later this second movie with the group of 4 Americans from New Hampshire joining our convoy and going with us to deliver in-kind support to orphanages in the Lviv region. So you are there with us. And sometimes I hear some words, thank you, Peter, for what you are doing in Poland. I see no difference between what we are doing and what you are doing here. We are, first of all, a family. We are working together, and it makes no difference. You give money, we buy and deliver. We work together. So please start with the first movie, just showing how it was at the beginning. I mean, you will not recognize. I recognize all the faces. These are my friends. These are Rotary members from Polish districts, from Ukrainian district, and somehow, sometimes appeared also people from Germany, from Sweden. They joined our efforts.
Ой, у лузі червона калина похилилася. Чогось наша славна Україна зажурилася. А ми тую червону калину піднімемо, а ми нашу славну Україну гей, гей, розвеселимо. Rot blüht auf der Wiese die Kalina. Wer hat sie gebeugt? Einst in voller Pracht die Ukraine, grad so sorgenvoll.
garbage trucks, food, everything, living containers. We have been doing a lot of things. But at a certain moment, you have to decide, because Rotary is a powerful organization, but we cannot change, we cannot save the whole world. But we can change the whole world for one family, for one person, for a small group of people. So after this very hard period, first months, we decided in our district to concentrate our efforts on 3 goals. Help orphanages, it is the first. Then organize rehabilitation camps for children who lost their fathers during the war. And really, they are certified. We get some documents confirming that they lost their fathers. This is the first step. And the third one is in-kind support, mostly buying food and delivering food. We just prepare, we buy some different stuff and then we combine it on one pallet. And if our friends from Ukraine come with the smaller truck, they can take 5 or 6 pallets. When it's a big truck, they can take 24 or 30 even. And we have organized already few convoys to Ukraine. The last one, that was the last year. 17th of December, we went with 26 trucks to Lviv region. We have been received by military authorities, blessed by the Pope, and then we spread into different places. I went with our American friends to one orphanage center in a forest 100 kilometers from Lviv, and we delivered there 5 tons of food, power generators, and Christmas gifts for children. You can believe me or not, but that was very hard for us to see everything what we saw there. We have delivered with help of these small children. They helped us also to get stuff out of the trucks, and then we met in very dark room, having lights only from our mobile phones. We started to give them Christmas presents, and children singing Christmas songs. We sat down. There was a small girl from Kharkiv, pink sweater or pullover, wearing glasses, and I asked her whether I can speak Russian with her, because as you know, Russian language is not popular. It's prohibited almost to be used in Ukraine. But there is one problem. The western part of Ukraine, they speak fluent Ukrainian language, but the eastern part, there are a lot of people who don't speak this language and only speak Russian. But the girl told me, okay, I'm very happy, we will understand each other. So she told me her story. How did she get to this orphanage center? Traveling 3 days, bus, train, minibus. And she told me about her story and about how she was happy now being here, living here, finding shelter. And believe me, that was not a good condition for a human being just to live in such a place. It was still not organized. And we decided to continue our efforts for orphanage centers. And when I tried to stand up and say farewell, she grabbed my elbow, saying, please stay a little bit longer. And that was a moment for me I will always remember, because we are not only people of action, we are not only leaders, but Rotarians are people who reach a certain level of life, but having good hearts, they want to help someone weaker, someone in need. And that's why we are doing that, because we want, and somehow, that was my impression, we fulfill our dreams and we feel better ourselves, because at the end of our life, we can just stand, look at the mirror, ask us a question: what was my life good? Did I something good for others? And the answer will be yes, I did. This was something we are not doing only for them. We are doing good things for ourselves, just to be as a human being. That's why I appreciate the reaction of Rotary World, of human being in Polish people. But from other angle, it's something normal for me. It shouldn't be other way. We all are human being, and if someone needs our help, we should help them. I will show you now this movie. It's a little bit too long, but please excuse me. That was what my friends prepared for me.
Ukraine wants to protect their children from being killed or deported into Russia. Thousands of children are being evacuated to other places far from the front line. In those places there is a shortage of electricity, food, of everything needed for survival.
Wszystkiego, co jest potrzebne do przeżycia.
In light of this situation, I decided to focus on helping orphanages in Ukraine. The first convoy departed on December 17, 2022. We reached 22 orphanages, where a total of about 1,300 children were housed.
Jedziemy, proszę pana.
Let's go.
Let's go.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We delivered about 20 tons of food, 22 power generators, 1,000 sleeping bags, and 1,350 Christmas presents.
Od świętego Mikołaja.
You're welcome.
The aid that Rotarians provided to Ukraine was made possible by significant financial support from Alex Ray and Common Man for Ukraine, Rotary Club Plymouth, District 7850 New Hampshire, District 2231 Poland.
Christmas presents for the children. More Christmas presents.
Back in April 1st, we found that we could not figure out people from the United States how to help over here in Ukraine, and so we figured out a way to raise money. Our company put up $1 million, and they will double that, and we came up with $2.4 million in the 6 months, and that money comes over here when we worked with the local Rotary to receive our money, and we came here. This is our third trip, so we came here to say, what do you need and how can we help? So we had 6 projects: orphanages, a bloodmobile, food is the big one. That was each week $20,000 per week for both Poland and Ukraine. And the people here distributed it from Rotary, and we just gained the funds in the United States and brought it here.
Continuation of this aid will depend on the funds we receive from our partners in the US and donors. We are convinced that our aid must reach as many orphanages in Ukraine as possible.
was an example about what we are doing in Poland now. I would like to underline that Russia is not only a country, not only a state, but is a kind of a not normal state of mind. They still believe Ukraine should never exist, ever exist. They will try. This is a pure genocide. What they are doing. This is not about winning the war, in my opinion. That's my private opinion. It's somehow to play the game and to gain something because they used to say, we are the great Russia, and without great Russia, the world shouldn't exist. And this is very dangerous way of thinking, because they can destroy everything if they don't get something to feel itself as a big Russia. So that's why the war still continues. I don't know how long, but you will see now few slides from the last months and last weeks maybe, showing that people are still being killed, that Russian troops are losing soldiers, but they don't care about it. They can send more from Siberia, from other very, very far away territories of Russia. Ukrainian army can not replace their troops. But from other side, Russia doesn't care about soldiers, own soldiers, because they take out children from Ukraine. And that's something that we couldn't even imagine that could happen, but this is the truth. That's why a lot of children are being moved every week to the western part of Ukraine, and that's why we are concentrating our efforts to create somehow better conditions to adapt, to refurnish some buildings, and to send them food, and not only food. We have been purchasing also and delivering forks, knives, glasses. They need everything. So please, last slides. I will not read it because you can do it faster than me. But these are the examples of what happened this year. 14th of January, 2nd of March, 9th of March, 22nd of March. That was Kiev. The war still continues, taking lives and destroying homes. We have no fear in Poland. We will help, we'll continue our work with you, I'm sure. So thank you once more for what you are doing here, for supporting Ukraine, because this is not only a war between Russia and Ukraine. This is a kind of symbol of the war between good and bad. And if we lose that game, that war, we will get more problems in the very near future. So once more, thank you very much.
If you have a question for Peter, you can come up to the microphone and ask him.
Thank you so much for your work in Poland, and this makes me proud to be a Rotarian. I was at the district conference as well, and the things that we are doing through Poland to help Ukraine is absolutely remarkable. My question is, how do you decide where you're going to distribute the relief that you're distributing in Ukraine?
Yeah, this is a very good question. This is the hardest work we have to do because we all want to help. But what's something that makes us a little bit nervous? We are not sure what will happen with our money, with our delivery. What's at the end? That's why, first of all, we have been one district with Ukraine till 2016. So we know exactly almost everyone in Ukraine, every Rotarian is a friend of us. We have a lot of friends, friendships or relation, twin clubs, we call it. And there is another way also. Rotary shouldn't be involved in politics and any military conflict. So I had a very hard decision at the beginning of my service because I got some proposal from my friends and from Ukrainian side to sign a kind of agreement, memorandum of understanding with military authorities from Lviv region. After a sleepless night, I decided to sign it, although it was military administration, because Ukraine is in state of war, so every administration has this status. It's military at the moment. And that was an agreement. We have promised them to keep to continue our efforts, trying to find funds, sending and delivering in-kind support. And they have promised us to help us in this matter you are asking about. They prepare for us a list of children to be sent to the rehabilitation camps. They prepare for us a list of orphanage centers. And if we come, first of all, we come, this is not far away from Polish border, 60 kilometers. So we sent our colleagues from Rotary clubs, one of the Rotary clubs, we have 6 Rotary clubs very close to the border. And they go there, they visit these places, they speak to the directors, they see what's going on there, and then we, according to the situation, we prepare our convoy and we send it. That's why we can somehow control and be sure that this is what they need and it's been delivered to the right place. That's it.
Thank you so much, Piotr, for your great work. I'm just curious too, how you interact with the Polish government in the kind of work that you're doing then on behalf of all the Rotary clubs in Poland.
I think we work independent. We have nothing to do with our government. I mean, you know, government is always trying to profit from the situation, showing something to the people, gaining votes, but we don't work with them. Sometimes there is a slight connection or contact between our organization, but we work independently. We concentrate our efforts within Rotary. I have more friends in foreign countries, districts, and it's enough.
Thank you again. What is the day for a refugee? What is the day in the life for a child or an adult who's fleeing Ukraine and finding refuge in Poland?
You mean this is the second very good question, because we have integrated them. Our guests live with us. They go to schools. We have organized in Poland some Ukrainian schools. They have joined also Polish schools. And we had a lot of projects buying them laptops just to continue their work on their studies online, having contact with Ukrainian schools still in western part of Ukraine existing and working just normally. The only problem is if the alarm comes, they have to run out and find a shelter. But the life is almost normal in the western part of Ukraine. So children are attending online to their school, trying to finish a certain level. Then they can join Polish schools also. A lot of Ukrainian citizens are very thankful. But they don't want to live only being as a guest, having everything for free. They want to work. So from another side, they are working and they are helping a lot our economy because we need workers, every kind. So this is some kind of cooperation. We are trying. A lot of Rotary members, they employed Ukrainian guests in their companies. This is also one of the projects we are running. We are also organizing trauma healing centers, rehabilitation, everywhere when Ukrainian language is needed. We try to find some work for our guests, for our friends. And also, and this is a point from our government, Ukrainian citizens, refugees, they got at the beginning, from the first day, free train tickets, free access to the health system of Poland. And it is a problem at the moment because I have to wait a few months to get to the doctor. I mean, not without paying, because privately you can do very quickly, but you have to pay for that. And Ukrainian citizens, and there are 5, 6, 4, I don't know exactly how many now, but there are millions. So this is also some kind of social problems, and few people just saying we don't like it, but the majority understands exactly that these are not that our guests are not immigrants. They didn't want to come to our country. They had to run away, not to be killed, and we have to understand that. So this is a normal life in Poland.
You're a person in the world and you observe and talk to other people and you listen. And you said this is a continuing struggle between good and evil. You say these things. So, as an individual, as a Polish citizen, can you elaborate on that a little bit? The good and evil struggle and where this might be going for Europe, for Poland, and for the world in America?
Yeah, I'm on the side of our system, of our way of thinking, and I cannot accept what is happening now in Ukraine. That's why I'm saying this is a very, very bad system. Russia is a kind, as I told you, a state of mind. People, if you look at the Russian history, they always had someone, Tsar, some dictator, someone who was saying them what to do and giving them food, rights, something to drink, and that's what they are used to. And I don't know, but nowadays, trying to destroy the whole nation, Ukrainian nation, and to prove that they shouldn't even be called a nation because they are part of Russia. So this is a genocide. So I think that their behavior is very, very bad. I don't know how to describe it because this is not my native language, and I came here. This eighth speech I'm giving, and I'm still having a stage fright and a little bit nervous because you go out and stand for such an audience and having some difficult questions, and sometimes I get a little bit lost with the vocabulary. But believe me, this is something we have to win to stop them.
Yeah, last question for you. What would you say to people in this country, in the free world country, that will say this is not our problem, this is a problem between Russia and Ukraine?
No, I don't think so. This is a global problem. It's not about a global economy, but it's about good and bad. This is about some standards. We have to stop them, and we have to help Ukraine. I know there is a flood in Pakistan, there is an earthquake in Turkey, Syria. There are a lot of conflicts nowadays in different parts of the world. But Ukrainian war is something different. It's not. I'm not saying that because I live in a country, in the neighboring country. So I'm not afraid that they will enter our territory because we are the member of NATO. So we have our friends, and I believe that it will never ever happen. That what happened already twice in our history. That Polish nation. This I mean not nation, Polish country. Poland disappeared from the maps. It will never happen again. But we should support Ukraine because this is a symbol of we have to prove that we are all together and we are not living in good condition and even don't care about what's going on there. There are thousands of people being killed. And we made a mistake in 2014. The reaction of the whole world after the Crimea has been annexed to Russia, we didn't make anything, just condemn only political way. But that was the first step they made. If we allow them to make this second step with Ukraine, they will integrate peacefully Belarus, and then they will catch within 2 weeks maybe Lithuania, Estonia, because there are, Ukraine has over 40 millions and Lithuania only 4. So they have no army. This is very dangerous play. Thank you.